What's up? Welcome to another vlog. Today is going to be awesome. We're going to talk about the top 3 objections and how to overcome them when dealing with motivated sellers. When you're making the offer, you're trying to lock up a deal. Let's get right into it. Number 1. Alright, that is going to be I need to talk it over with my wife, my husband, my family member, whoever that person is, right? And it could be one of 2 things. Either they really genuinely need to talk to that person, or they're just blowing you off for another reason, right? So first thing that you want to make sure that you do is take control of the situation and say, come out and just say, hey, I can appreciate that, I understand, but are they available right now, right? So try to make that decision still happen right then and there, and I'll tell you why. Because one of the most important things about making sure that you do this right is they might not relay the information the same way that you can, and then any objections that other person has, they might not overcome them for you, right? Unless you really have them bought in on your side and they know how to overcome whatever those objections are. So no one is going to be able to explain everything and really present the offer the right way to that other person to get them bought in as well as you are, right? So no one's going to care as much as you do. So make sure that if you can make that conversation happen right then and there, that would be ideal. All right, so let's get right into number 2. Your offer is too low. I'm sure no one's ever heard this, right? If you've been doing this business for any amount of time whatsoever, making offers at all, you've probably heard this a million times. And what you want to do when you encounter this, right, is you want to reiterate the value that you're bringing to the table, reiterate the market data. It's all about the repairs needed, how much you're going to have to put into the property, all those costs associated with it. Reiterate all that to them, and remember, you're solving a problem, right? So that offer isn't necessarily based on the price, it's based on solving the problem. So when you run into that, reiterate that it has nothing to do with you, it has nothing to do with them. What it's based on is just the data. Here's what it is, this is reality. Also, you're offering speed and convenience to them, but you also got to keep in mind at the end of the day that it is you and the seller against the market. The market is always on the other side. You and the seller are on the same side. Okay, so when you keep that mentality and you two are a united front just trying to make this happen, right? The goal is selling the house for the seller and you buying the house. We're trying to make this happen together. The market is what's actually working against us because you're showing them that data, right? And then also, get into all those missing costs that they might not be thinking about. If they have a mortgage, right? Well, guess what? They're going to be paying mortgage payments for months up until even if they go under contract, and that could be an average of 30 days to 60 days just to actually go under contract. Then another 45, 60 days in addition to that if it's a buyer that's getting a loan, a homeowner, and you're making mortgage payments that entire time. You're paying taxes, you're paying insurance, you're maintaining the property. Like, this is all the expenses that they need to understand that they're going to encounter and run into and ultimately have to pay, right? So factor that in with that number and make sure they are doing that. You know what I mean? So bring that up to them, show them, and then also sprinkle in a little bit of the pain point, right? So if you're already at this point, you made the offer, then you know what the real problem is. Kind of touch on that pain point again and let them know, hey, you have a willing and able buyer right here, right now. We can do this and you don't have to stress out about anything anymore. This is it. Like, we're going to take care of it. So let's just go ahead and move forward right now. All right, so that's the way that we typically will overcome that objection. It works. It's not going to work every single time. It's going to come down to your confidence and your ability to actually turn them back around and get them back on your side, and have build that confidence in them that they can work with you and they don't have to worry about anything that you're going to handle. All right, so let's get into number 3. So this one I'm sure you've heard a million times as well, and that is I have other investors coming to make an offer, right? I have other investors coming out of the property. So when this happens to us, first thing we do is we act slightly insulted or offended, right? That we'll act like we don't even realize that was the case. We'll also let them know, we don't get into the bidding wars. We hold ourselves to a higher standard than that. Then you want to go into pinpointing what the real issue is, right? So is it the contract? Is it the price? Is it me? Is it the company? Is it the credibility? Whatever it is, start digging deeper, right? So touch on those pain points of what the problem is, and then also dig in deeper and try to really hammer in on what it is, right? Because then once you know which one of those that is the real issue, then you know how you can overcome it, right? And where to take the conversation. Because you're going to hear this so many times. Another thing we like to tell them is like, look, at the end of the day, and this is what happens when you build a brand, you build a presence, credibility in the market. You can just say, look, call the Better Business Bureau, look us up online, look at, here's a million testimonials, right, of if we can prove to you time and time again that we are actually out there buying houses. So we'll really pump up our credibility in the market and our company and what we're doing every single day, every single week, and try to build that comfort level with them. It's like, why do you want to go through the time and hassle of meeting with all these different people when you know they're all investors? Some of them will be real investors, some of them won't. Some of them, could end up jerking you around and make this situation way worse for you in the end. So really dig in and figure out what their real problem is. And overcome it. Why go through all these people, right? When if an investor is going to pay around a certain price, they're all going to be probably around that same price anyway. You kind of see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying here? So, probe into that more and box that objection in. So figure out what it is exactly within the I need to see a million investors. They're going to try to say, oh, it's for the best price, but is it really? Like, where's the value? They're not putting any value when they say that on you actually solving the problem, right? The credibility in your company. So that's why we like to act slightly offended by it, right? And then we try to really box in what the real objection is and then overcome that. All right, so I love you guys. Make sure you drop me a like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn on notifications. And guys, I will see you on the next one. Comment below. Tell me what you want me to talk about next, what you need help with. I'm here for you. Peace.